Imagine a disaster waiting to happen, living just around the corner, silent and invisible. What would you do if you were living on borrowed time? Deep in the heart of West Virginia, nestled among the hills and hollows, lay the Buffalo Creek Valley. A community built on the sweat and grit of its coal miners, it was home to hardworking people who had no idea of the danger looming over them. The coal waste dam, a seemingly innocuous feature of the landscape, held a secret that none of the residents could fathom. This dam, built from the remnants of the coal they mined, sat quietly, a brooding guardian that was more a monster than a protector. Unbeknownst to the people of Buffalo Creek, they were living under an unseen threat, a silent predator. The dam, a monolith of coal waste, was a ticking time bomb, its fuse lit by the very industry that sustained the community. The people went about their lives, oblivious to the potential catastrophe that could be unleashed at any moment. An unseen threat, a ticking time bomb, was about to change the lives of thousands forever. It was February 26, 1972, a day like any other in the Buffalo Creek Valley. As dawn broke, the residents of this close-knit community woke up to a gray sky, a harbinger of the torrential downpour that was to follow. Yet life moved along its usual rhythm, the humdrum of a typical Saturday morning in full swing. The sky, heavy with pregnant clouds, unleashed a deluge. Rain fell in sheets, drenching the valley, the ground struggling to soak up the relentless onslaught. This was not an unusual sight for the locals. They were accustomed to the capricious temperament of nature. The valley had witnessed many a storm, the people resilient, weathering each with stoic resolve. Upstream, the coal waste dam, a silent sentinel, stood seemingly unyielding under the weight of the heavens. As the day progressed, the rain showed no signs of abating. The dam, burdened by the ceaseless downpour, began to bear the brunt of the weather's fury. The water levels at the dam, usually a tranquil mirror of the sky, started to rise ominously. The dam, a monolithic structure of coal waste, was a familiar sight in the valley. It was part and parcel of their lives, as much a fixture of the landscape as the rolling hills and the meandering creek it oversaw. It was a symbol of the coal industry that sustained their livelihoods, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature. As the evening drew near, the rain still relentless, the dam held firm. The valley, shrouded in an eerie calm, was blissfully oblivious to the impending catastrophe. The people retired for the day, their homes a haven from the inclement weather, their minds untroubled by the unseen threat lurking in their backyard. Little did the residents know that their lives were about to be swept away. Their trust in the dam, an unwavering faith born out of years of coexistence, was about to be shattered. The storm, far from over, was merely the calm before the storm. And then it happened. The dam could hold no more. In an instant, the formidable structure that had stood as a testament to human engineering gave way under the relentless assault of the elements. What was once a symbol of control and containment became an instrument of destruction. In the heart of the Appalachian region, the Buffalo Creek Dam, burdened with the weight of ceaseless rain, succumbed to the forces of nature. A formidable wall of water, 132 million gallons strong, was unleashed into the valley below. Like an unchained beast, it tore through the landscape with a primal, destructive force. The first to feel the wrath of this unleashed torrent were the closest settlements. Homes that had once stood as sanctuaries against the world outside were reduced to mere playthings in the path of the raging torrent. The sheer force of the water, carrying with it debris and the remnants of what once was a sight of terrifying awe. Families huddled together in the darkness of the early morning, their slumber shattered by the thunderous roar. Children clung to their parents, their innocent eyes wide with fear. The elderly, some frail and bedridden, could only pray as the water surged towards them, unstoppable in its fury. The flood was indiscriminate in its destruction. It cared not for the rich or the poor, the young or the old. It tore through everything in its path, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. There was no time for goodbyes, no time for last words or final embraces. The water was merciless in its onslaught, sweeping away everything in its path. Homes were reduced to rubble, dreams were shattered, and lives were lost. In a matter of moments, homes, lives, and dreams were washed away. The Buffalo Creek Dam disaster was a grim reminder of the power of nature and the devastating consequences when human intervention goes awry. When the waters receded, the true scale of the disaster was revealed. The Buffalo Creek Dam disaster was not merely an event of a single day, but a cataclysm that would ripple through time, leaving an indelible mark on the community. The aftermath was a scene of utter devastation. 125 lives were extinguished in an instant, leaving a void in the hearts of those who survived. The destruction of property was immense, with thousands of homes, businesses, and community spaces obliterated by the flood's wrath. The landscape, once familiar and comforting, was rendered alien and hostile, a stark reminder of the power of nature. But it was not just physical structures that were lost. The disaster displaced thousands of residents, uprooting them from their homes and their community. The ties that bind a community, the shared experiences and memories, were washed away along with the physical structures. The survivors were left homeless, their lives in disarray, forced to rebuild from scratch, their sense of security forever shattered. The human cost of the disaster was incalculable. The trauma of that day, the loss of loved ones, the destruction of homes, and the displacement would leave scars that would last a lifetime. The survivors were not merely victims of a natural disaster, but also casualties of a man-made tragedy. The dam's collapse was not an act of God, but a result of human negligence and oversight. The disaster left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of the community. The once thriving Buffalo Creek Valley was transformed into a valley of shadows, a stark reminder of the disaster's toll. The echo of the dam's collapse, the roar of the floodwaters, and the silence that followed would forever resonate in the hearts and minds of the survivors. In the face of such overwhelming loss and destruction, the community showed remarkable resilience. They rallied together, providing support and comfort to each other, determined to rebuild their lives and their community. The disaster was a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human will, a testament to the power of community and resilience in the face of adversity. The Buffalo Creek Valley was forever scarred. The physical scars may fade with time, but the emotional and psychological scars will remain, a constant reminder of the day when the dam burst and the waters rose, forever changing the course of their lives. Yet from the ashes of disaster, we find lessons of resilience and preparedness. The Buffalo Creek Dam disaster, a catastrophic event that unfolded on February 26, 1972, in West Virginia, USA, became an unfortunate testament to the importance of vigilance, safety regulations, and community preparedness. The aftermath of this calamity saw not just grief and loss, but also the birth of significant changes to dam safety regulations. In the wake of the disaster, it became evident that the coal waste dam was a ticking time bomb, inadequately designed and poorly maintained. This led to a fundamental shift in the perception and handling of dam safety. It sparked an overhaul of regulations, resulting in stricter standards for the design, construction, and maintenance of similar structures. The disaster served as a wake-up call, a harsh lesson that prevention is far better than cure, and that oversight and negligence can have dire consequences. However, it wasn't just about infrastructural changes. The Buffalo Creek Dam disaster also underscored the importance of community awareness and preparedness. It highlighted the need for communities, particularly those situated near potential hazards, to be knowledgeable and equipped to respond effectively to emergencies. From this catastrophe emerged a stronger emphasis on disaster education and planning. Communities were encouraged to develop and rehearse evacuation plans, to understand the risks inherent in their environments, and to maintain a state of readiness for potential disasters. The disaster also underscored the vital role of local, state, and federal authorities in disaster management. It highlighted the necessity for clear communication, adequate resources, and robust support systems to ensure communities are prepared to face and recover from such incidents. In essence, the lessons drawn from the Buffalo Creek Dam disaster were not only about improving physical structures, but also about fortifying the human elements of disaster response and preparedness. They were about fostering resilience, about building communities that are not just physically robust, but also emotionally and socially adept at navigating adversity. The Buffalo Creek Dam disaster serves as a stark reminder of the cost of negligence and the importance of disaster preparedness. So, where does that leave us today? As we reflect on the Buffalo Creek Dam disaster, we are reminded of the immense power of nature and the devastating consequences of human negligence. This catastrophic event, which claimed the lives of 125 individuals and left thousands homeless, serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers that lurk in our surroundings. The disaster underscores the importance of stringent safety regulations in industries, particularly those that can pose significant risks to nearby communities. It emphasizes our shared responsibility to ensure the protection of our environment and the well-being of all people. The lessons we've learned from Buffalo Creek are not confined to the pages of history. They continue to resonate today, influencing the way we approach disaster management and community resilience. The story of the dam's collapse and its aftermath compels us to continuously improve our strategies, develop robust contingency plans, and invest in technologies that can help predict and mitigate such disasters. In essence, the Buffalo Creek Dam disaster is a stern reminder of our vulnerability and our strength. It shows us the worst of what can happen when we fail to respect nature's boundaries, but it also showcases the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Remember, it is not enough to be aware of the dangers around us, we must also be prepared, because when disaster strikes, it does not discriminate.